You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Look, you are going to get this avatar work today. How are you doing? And I don't know why my background looks like this. I just changed it. Maybe I need to make it a little or whatever. But how are y'all doing? It is a glorious Sunday evening. Hopefully we won't be here like super duper long. But I might open for the first time during the news. I might open up the panel. So I've seen a lot of things around about Mayor Tiffany Henyard, and excuse me because I'm trying to figure out how to do this background like they be doing, and I have forgotten. No, I don't want to do that. How to make it so you can see the background. Anywho, we're gonna talk about Mayor Henyard. Okay, I'm laughing internally because there it is. Yeah. Who was it? Roxanne keeps calling her Hilliard, and we had a superintendent Hilliard. And she's calling him that, but nevertheless, I'm going to get to it because the evening is late now somewhere in here. Oh, look at all y'all touchdown tonight. Okay, Ms. ATL Stan, Ms. Weedy Pooh, the glorious mother, Black Diamond. Hey, sweet potato. Hey, boo. I'm surprised you up because you got school tomorrow, don't you? Hey, Marcella. Hey, country girl Queena. Salutations. And hey, goody. Good. Thank y'all for coming. And those that are in the bushes heading to bed, I just want to make sure I hit that like button. Ooh. Y'all be good tonight, okay? I just wanted to come up and talk about everybody. They only know like the $43,000 this lady spent in Amazon. And I have covered the super meal a couple of times during my regular newscast. And I've made a few funnies on my Instagram with things going on at the meetings. I had said I was going to go to the meeting this past Monday, and I didn't. But it tickles me, like the way the people go in on her in the beginning when they have open forum. It's hilarious. My father is a resident of Dolton, and because I'm in charge of him by proxy, I'm a half resident of Dolton. So everything that goes on there is important to me, and I do try to make sure that I know things because it affects my family. What goes on there, and the money affects my family, on top of having a cousin that is a firefighter in the Dolton community, and they're fighting for their pension and their funds. So I haven't asked him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, well, now he lives in a building, so he doesn't have to worry about the grass and all of that. So when you say in Dolton is like a really small town, Don't nobody go like, I'm finna go to Dalton today. That's not what happens unless you go into the bowling alley, and that's right off the expressway. There's nothing like spectacular about the city of Dalton. And in my mind, I want to say that maybe Mayor Henyard is trying. Yeah, I'm trying to ignore these folks. Um she's trying to make Dalton pop like that. And you should, if you're the mayor and you want money coming to your city and you want people to come to your city, then that's what you do. But you have to do it in the right way, and you need to do it in the up and up. And that's something that she's just not doing. So before I go into the video and the explanation about all this money she's spending in Amazon, because I do watch the meetings. I've been watching the meetings for a while since they started complaining. I'm trying to focus here. Complaining about the money spending. Ironically enough, we're talking about money. The money spending, I started watching when I could. If you really want to know what's going on, the Village of Dolton, it's an open meeting. It's on YouTube. Every first Monday of the month, Dalton has a meeting. What people need to understand, which I know a lot of outsiders don't, Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of the Village of Dolton. And it's a small little village. It's in the south suburbs of Chicago. So it's about 20 minutes from me, right? And she is also what is it? I forgot this whole job. She's the village, the township trustee, whatever it's called. I'll know in a second because I can't think straight. She's over the Thornton Township, okay? And those are two different jobs. I personally think it's a conflict of interest to have both jobs because she has her money, her hands in the kitty jar and on all those people's money from both hands, okay? So she's commingling funds in order to get the stuff that she wants. And also she's stealing from the township. Yes, superintendent, thank you. She's stealing from the township and she's stealing from the village. Now, the township encompasses like a whole heap of south suburbs. You're talking about Homewood, Markham, and like a lot of poor ones. Like Robbins ain't been shit for the past 30 years. Like it's so small and you could walk across from one part of the town to the other. You got Robbins and Markham and Riverdale and Dalton. All of these are very small places. Hey, Red. Yes, you do. That's why she's not giving receipts, okay? Double dipping, forgetting which card to use, right? And so she spends money and she does not give receipts for the spending of money. And she has locked all of the trustees and all of the people that should have access to the finances and knowing what she's spending, including the trustee that's over the finances. They are locked out of the system. So they cannot know, so they cannot have access to what's being spent. And this is why they ended up hiring Lori Lightfoot, because for the last 2 years, they've been locked out of the finances. But the budget, they don't have money to pay their bills. So that's the big synopsis of it. I found this article and I want to go back to it and let me share my screen. I want to read over it real quick before we go over the Lori Lightfoot's recommendations and findings. And I'm not going to make this video super long as far as my talking is concerned. But we're just going to go over this. Where's my mouse? Okay, they had a video up here. I didn't play it. Self-styled Illinois super mayor Tiffany Henyard has spent gobs of cash on her debt-ridden small town's coffers, burning thousands of unimproved ice rinks, constant parties and luxurious travel, and upwards of $1 million on pay for local cops serving as her personal security detail. The spending has become unbearable for the residents. Its parties and a lot of events, its resources in reference to making it look like something's being done. But we really can't afford it, says Dolton, Illinois trustee Kiana Belcher. Mayor Henyard, a failed burger joint boss, has come under fire in recent months for her outlandish antics and questionable spending, including hiring a DJ to punctuate her points during government meetings and co-opting cops to dance in her music videos, which have left residents and local leadership alike outraged. $1 million of overtime for police department is absurd. We can't afford it, Belcher added. Now, I'm going to pause and say this. Deb is being bad. I'm gonna fight you because you give me off my square. She has the police department on overtime. Like they're getting like 60, 80 hours of overtime in a week. Like that's how much they work. It's illegal for anyone to work that long, but that's how much overtime certain police officers are getting, because she has 24-hour surveillance over her house, and they follow her wherever she goes. She has a police officer with her. I understand, because she probably had one because she know the people want to whoop her ass. So I would have some police with me too if I was stealing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So this is the mugshot for Tiffany for circa 2016. Now you see back here, like she's not an ugly girl, but she don't look like nothing, okay? She would keep her hair done, but she went from that to this, and we're going to talk about this. She has the Township paying for her hair and makeup. So on the backs of the Dolton residents, she did her upgrade. Okay. Tiffany was arrested in 2016 for trespassing vehicles. It is unclear of what came to that case. That means she probably was busting people windows out and whatnot. A small village of about 20,000 people just south of Chicago, Dolton finds itself drowning under $5 million in debt, which trustee Jason Howell started piling up shortly after Henyard took office in 2021. She explained how an inauguration party cost $15,000, which Henyard initially said her campaign would pay for, but instead charged it to the village. And yes, it is. They have said, yes, she was put to jail. They said that when you have an inauguration party, usually the person who's elected pays for their own inauguration party. And she switched up and she charged it to the village, and she shouldn't have. And that was the first problem coming in the door. If there's a party, she's going to make it happen, Belcher said, pointing out a Valentine's Day party that was held on the town's ice rink on Wednesday night. The rink was built in the fall of 2022 when Henyard allegedly went over the heads of the village board and ordered it to be built on public land that cost $115,000, putting down a $10,000 deposit. When the board found out, they halted the rest of the rink payments. So Henyard went around them again and ordered a rink from a separate company, which successfully installed it. That rink was completed days before the crucial election for Henyard, according to Illinois Answers. During the grand opening for the rink, the mayor published a video mocking the town board. Remember, when all 5 of them trustees said no, look at what God did, she said, cackling. Residents and local leadership have not been amused. There is no transparency. You ask questions and they don't want to give you the information. As legislative body, we pay the bills, said Belcher, who complained that the rink only ever gets used when Henyard allows it. And this is them down on the rink, and look at all of those, polices, okay? Henyard refused to ask questions when confronted on the rink on Wednesdays. Guards rebuffed a Post reporter. Okay, this is her Martin Luther King this year. Okay, her Martin Luther King poster. I remember it was cold up here. I didn't see this one though. One of the many large posters with Henyard's face is plastered across Dolton, Illinois. In September 2022, Henyard and the town board voted to donate $10,000 to her own foundation, okay, which is not ethical at all, okay? Okay, scam likely. Let me start. In September 2022, Henyard and the town board voted to donate $10,000 to her own foundation, which purports to support cancer patients. A foundation which was chartered with the state the very day the donation was voted on, according to the documents reviewed by Illinois Answers Project and Fox 32. And I will also say that when you hear people talking about the wigs, there was a conversation or a campaign that Tiffany Henyard said that she would be donating wigs to cancer patients and to people who have lost their hair. So what the people are saying, well, what happened to my wig? Where the wigs at, right? So that's what happened when you hear them speaking about the wigs. This is what they're talking about. A month later, Henyard organized a 10-day walk and bike ride across the state to Springfield in the name of her foundation, but charged most of the trip to the Dolton credit card, okay? In total, the trip cost about $11,000 in hotels, restaurants, photographers, DJs, and supplies, according to Fox 32, and utilized an armada of town-owned vehicles to escort the walk. Springfield, Illinois is like 3 hours from us, 4 times. It's not that. It's in the center of Illinois. So to spend, and it's like a small ass town, like it's not popping, even though it's the, the state capital, right? But it's still kind of somewhat rural, suburban, like. Yeah, so it's interesting that she spent that kind of money. Somebody pocketed that shit. Anyway, and I can see, I'm not a crook, y'all, but I've been in student government and governmental things and governmental bodies. So I understand how you can misappropriate funds. I've been around people who have misappropriated funds and gotten caught. So I understand how you could probably do this. When you do this, you paying a photographer and a DJ, right? And y'all seen this with Escape and a whole bunch of other people. The photographer says, because he's got to be the top of the line photographer because I'm the mayor of Dolton, he might charge everybody else $700. But you say, look, I'm finna send you a check of $1,500, right? And you got to give me $500 off the top, and I'll make sure you get your money, all right? And this is the way it goes. So you could be scamming money all kinds of different ways, and you say, oh, I need 3 TVs because I'm gonna give it to the people and over, giving away 2, but you keep 1. It's that type of shit, right? 3 hours and 1 minute, 201 miles. All right then. Additionally, records show that the town spent over 17,000 on branded sweatshirts and T-shirts just a week before the walk, but then refused to disclose what the merchandise was for. During the walk, Henyard gave away branded foundation sweatshirts and T-shirts, which were also available for about $30 on the foundation's website. Bitch, what was the shirts? Versace? I'm trying to figure out, like, no, not at all. Not at all. Again, that's just what I said. That's some skimming type shit. Okay. $17,000, no God. I was out there with the governor yesterday, and the shirts that they gave away, I'm sure that they did not spend that kind of money on no motherfucking clothes. Gone somewhere. And $30 for the T-shirt. And I know how much they cost. I just got through making some. And you're making a profit off the shirt and a nonprofit. Okay. Okay, girl. And you bought the shirts with somebody else's money. So that means she made 100% profit off of everything. Okay. Right, her man bought a cricket. He bought the good old DTF machine. I'm going to say the DTF machine and the sublimation machine, and they probably bought that from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? She probably did do that shit. Bought that shit from Amazon. Henyard's penchant for throwing parties and taking trips on the town's dime has become another problem for many in Dolton. Excuse me. Trips to Atlanta, Austin, and New York City. It's supposed to be Austin. On which she frequently flew first class and stayed in ritzy hotels like the Four Seasons. Taken during Henyard's term, ran the city over 67,000, according to records obtained by WGNI. Now, mind you, this was at the beginning of the year. Now, it's August. She done added to this bill. Okay. And I know a lot of constituents. I know Brother Holmes. I've been around mayors and congressmen and all of this. And I have a relationship with even some people in the FOI. They don't have to stay at the Four Seasons. They don't. I know you do, but you don't live in Chicago like I do. I know people that know people. Henyard was elected in 2021. Since then, the trustees at the town has racked up $5 million in debt. Is that spelled correctly? Who did this? This is the New York Post. Okay. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Her use of local cops as personal security detail since 2021 has also cost the town about 7 figures in overtime pay for the officers assigned to the job. The contract says that you can have a detail, but it should be on their shift, and it changes. But with her people, they pick up at 10 a.m. and drop off at 12 or 1 in the morning. So it's all overtime hours, Belcher said. They pick her daughter up from school. They go shopping, she added. The previous mayor had these decoy cop cars where they'll have a car there, but there's no one actually in it. So that's a deterrent enough for most people, but that wasn't enough for her, explained trustee Brittany Norwood. Henyard's spending has gotten so bad, trustees have sued her, accusing her of foregoing checks and withholding financial records. The mayor admonished the trustees over the suit in a fiery town hall last week and accused them of attacking her for being Black even as many of them are black herself. That's one of her favorite lines. Hey, you guys coming in. She loves it. I'm a black woman. Hey, I'm a black woman, and it's really bad that you prosecute a black woman and y'all black. We can't never stick together. And y'all out here acting up because y'all got the news cameras out here and you doing it for clicks and views and clicks and views. And this is all fake news. That's her thing. Like she could say it almost every time. Now my daddy says she going to jail. So this was the day that she was doing her City Girl, the New Jack City outfit. She's known for unusual antics, including a DJ to highlight her points at the meeting. And that's when she was playing Bitch Better Have My Money to all the constituents. You all should be ashamed of yourselves because y'all are black. You all are black, Henyard said at the meeting. And y'all see, they trying to make it. That's not y'all. She said, y'all sitting up there beating and attacking a black woman. They're saying power. She doesn't speak that well. That sentence was written well. She doesn't talk like that. Henyard also serves as the Thornton Township supervisor. Between her two positions, she pulls a salary of about $285,000. She's making $250,000 plus a year, and she really don't do all that much. You know, it must be fun throwing parties. Like, pay me that. Motherfucker, I'll throw you a party on the budget too. And she still has to steal. That's just greedy. Okay, and this hoe was poor in the beginning. I try not to talk like that on the news. She refused to answer questions when approached by the Post during the Valentine's Day party Wednesday. Before taking office, Henyard ran a burger joint, Good Burger, in the South Suburban College cafeteria, which went out of business. As of last spring, she still owed the college about $1,500 in unpaid bills related to the venture, according to Fox 32. In 2016, she was arrested and charged with criminal trespass to vehicles. According to Chicago police records, it is unclear what became of the charges and the inquiries. That's not how you spell it. Who the fuck did this? Answer, who edited this shit? The bitches can't spell. Like, that's the second or third. Shit, I thought probably. What? Oh my God. Let me help y'all. New York Post. A motherfucker can spell like that, make multiple spelling mistakes. And then I could do that job too. God damn. But anywho, this again, her name is Stephen Vago and Alex Oliveira. Okay. That was published February 15th. They must have been in a hurry. Okay. I'm gonna find. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button while I'm doing this. Let me find this commercial. For Tiffany Henyard. Let me spell it right. Of her Good Burger. She shopped it, and I didn't know it was in South Suburban College. That means, well, that's why this is ratchet news, okay? Because I might cuss, but I do try not to cuss. Well, thick girl, you not schooling me. I live here. I know all this shit. I've been doing all this shit. I know some of these people. Let me get it. She wanted to pitch this to Shark Tank, which is really like, it didn't obviously it didn't go anywhere. But I hate the damn commercial because she sounds so fake and phony. She sounds ridiculous, okay? And oh shit, before we watch the commercial, we're read this because this is he didn't come to work. He didn't come to work. The motherfucker fired. Okay. He didn't get no check this weekend. He ain't finna come. Tiffany Henyard's Good Burger should immediately be removed from the campus of South Suburban College, as they are no longer authorized to conduct business in the state of Illinois. The Secretary of State's corporate search indicates that Good Burger was involuntarily dissolved on October 14, 2022. Why is this going so fast? Slow your ass down. Good Burger currently has a contract for food service with South Suburban College, which expires in a couple of weeks, but SSC should wait no longer to remove it from its campus. There were already complaints of unsanitary conditions, a bounced rent check, 33 months of late rent, not being in good standing with the SOS. Ooh, sanitary. Oh, God. Now Henry can't seem to accomplish the simple task of keeping her company registered to conduct business as indicated by its involuntary dissolution. I'm blocked. I can't see. Oh, y'all just cutting up in this chat. Okay. We not went over all that. Thick girl, you ain't been over here. We about to play the Good Burger commercial for you. So this is involuntary dissolution, Friday, October 2022. Okay. This was a corporation date of the oh damn. Okay, here we go. Incorporation date was May 12th, 2009. Okay, that's her address in Cal City. Okay. Ooh, she live. Let me look this up. Let me write this down. Oh, this is a little address where she used to stay. That ain't that great. That's like hood. Let's go look up Roxanne. Let's go by her house. 144th and Dobson. Tiffany. And look, they doxed her. Damn newspaper doxed her a couple of years ago. Okay, so yeah, this was her LLC at the time. But my thing is, how is it that she can keep it LLC with the name Good Burger? And like, that's a movie. Like, how is she able to create that and get it? And that was from November. That's where she got all the motherfucking police there. I don't think so. I don't think she lives on Dobson anymore. They say she don't live in. That's what I heard. She don't live in Dobson. Okay. Let me play this. You know, I don't care about. I don't say unalive. If you got killed, we got killed. I say the shit over here. Give a fuck about that. YouTube don't say you can't say them words. If I ain't gonna get no money, I ain't gonna get no money. I don't give a fuck. Usually, the worse I am on this damn channel, they say less. But the cleaner I am is when I get flagged, and that's no lie. I can't make this shit up. The other day, I had a very nice little. Now I forgot what we had a video, and it was clean. And I kid you not, the Trump video and the Kamala video, they put that on unlimited money, and I'm like, I ain't even do shit. What is over here? So I don't be caring. I don't care at all because it ain't nothing but 5 cents 10 cents, $1. I'm not getting them kind of views yet. Hey, astute, my money comes from if y'all decide to cash at me or send a super chat. That's how you get paid. And most of the time, those heavy content creators, all that money that they be making is off of super chat. Like, I'm not running no $100,000. I don't give a fuck what you say. Okay, say it. Let's have fun. Okay. But this is her commercial right here. And then I've seen some real like gangster pages, real gangsters. They be having guns and shit. All that they make money. So don't be fooled by that bullshit. Just tell YouTube what you talking about, and they be like, all right. And this is Trustee Stan Brown. So this lets you know, like, all these people been friends for a while. And they say low key that he trying not to go to jail and be snitched on.
Yeah, sneaking up on a man eating a Tiffany juicy burger.
Tasty. So we already know that Stan Brown loves Tiffany's juicy burger, but what happened to a good burger? Let's get into it. So for this information, most of the people who are in Dolton.
All right. So I want to go past that because that's somebody else's stuff, and I don't want to. Oh, wait. Is this the video? No. Hold on. Let me take this down because this is not what I thought it was. Let me go. Oh, this is Hannibal's. I thought I didn't click on Hannibal. Let me go back to. Give me 1 second. And why y'all waiting for me? I gotta go on my history to find it. Y'all are waiting on me. Press the like button. Talk amongst yourselves. I know, honey. Like I said, I've been watching this unfold the whole time. I just don't make it my content often because I just don't. I don't feel like the bitch ain't doing nothing but stealing every day. But I don't need to really watch anybody else's content because I'm here. My people live in Dolton. My daddy lives in Dolton. I go to Dolton all the time. So I don't have to really watch anybody else's content because I see the shit in real time. They talk about it on the news all the time. Okay, if I back it up. All right, this is the one I want from Hannibal. Okay, if it's the same thing, what the fuck did I do? Oh, here it is. Maybe I just didn't go fast enough. All right, let's try it again. I didn't move forward enough. Okay. Is y'all ready?
Number 708-801-998.
Oh, no. Come on, wench.
Illinois. Our phone number is 708-801.
I just wanted.
She changed the name of the Facebook page. So let's continue to watch this pitch to the Sharks. I wonder why I didn't pick her.
Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food located at 634 Burnham in Calumet City, Illinois. Our phone number is 708-801-9980. And for those trying to find us, you can track our food truck or follow us on Twitter.
Why? Like, the pitch to her voice is extremely high. She doesn't talk.
This is not what we were watching
Ago, but people don't change their voice. Business venture.
Yeah, restaurant.
Yo, what is wrong with you? This voice is worse, like her usual voice.
No. Give me a second because I just don't want to use Hannibal's. She says she had a food truck, but the thing was, I didn't know until just a second ago that really was the South Suburban. That means she used the college campus and they didn't have like food facilities. You know what I'm saying? In the goddamn college. So what she did was use the college kitchen and ran her business through the college kitchen. I have never seen or heard from a food truck. I don't know. Oh my Jesus Christ. I'm over here looking. Hold on. I don't know about it, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you for texting me because I'm all up in looking to the left. Hold on. Where is it? Y'all being messy as fuck. Hey, Princess, I owe you $6,900 to add up to the $7,000 I gave out 3 years ago. Thank you, Marcella, for the super chat. I can't. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, Marcella, for the super chat. She said, I am here for the mess. This is why we are. This is why this is 50-50 news, because ain't no way we could just be good. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the one I didn't want to see his. I know, because Hannibal gave all of his content, his commentary on it. And this is what I want to see. And somebody else did it with less commentary. Here we go. Let's watch Mayor Henyard. Okay. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
Around and get it. Here I am at Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food, located at 634 Burnham in Calumet City, Illinois. Our phone number is 708-801-9980. And our webpage is loveagoodburger.com. Again, that webpage is loveagoodburger.com. You can follow us on Twitter or track the food truck. Riding around and get it. So, say for instance you don't want to come here. You can go onto our webpage and track our food truck, and we'll come to your location. How about that?
I wonder if the food truck was like a U-Haul truck. Thank you, thick girl. And that means I wonder if she also used the students in the theater department to get the cameras to do the damn video.
What?
I attended Robert Morris College downtown in Chicago. I went to night school. I had this accounting teacher, and she challenged us in so many different ways. I love her for that. Don't remember her name, though, but she did challenge us.
Oh, that shit blew me when I saw that. She said the accountant teacher was pivotal in her learning, but she don't remember the lady name. Not her hands don't look clean.
She told us to come up with a project, and we had to find out how to budget and balance a balance sheet. And that leads me to why I'm here. My concept, I said, why not do food? Night school and food, creative. The difference was we had nowhere to go. All we can do was attack the vending machines. That's why in today's society, everybody's overweight. All we ate was chips and pop. That's it. Wasn't nothing real about chips and pop. Wasn't no greens in the vending machines. Wasn't no sandwiches in the vending machines.
Wasn't no greens in the vending machine.
So that led me to this. I know you're going to say, you're crazy, Tiff. I started with banana pudding, peach cobbler, sweet potato pie, and caramel cake. Old school. Went old school on you, huh? The demand was so ridiculous.
Ridiculous. ATL, you tell us what you want us to make when you come to the Shy. Do you want now the nephew Roxanne's son want me to make some more banana pudding. I don't like banana pudding, and she wants strawberry banana pudding. But we can make some of that, or I haven't made no caramel cake in a minute, or no German chocolate cake, but I got a little time. So you tell us what you want, and we can do it. I guess you could work in the mess hall. Was she supposed to be a comedian? Maybe.
Ridiculous.
And she still talk like that in the office on the panel.
Sales went up 30% on the milk. Can you believe that? The dean, the teachers, everybody was looking for me. So I had to duck and dodge from security because they told me, you can't sell that in here. That's what we got vending machines for.
She admitted, I believe it, Red Label. She admitted to breaking the school law to the people at the Shark Tank.
Their sales stop and my sales increase. How's that? I want you to look at me and say, I can do exactly what she's doing. I literally started from the bottom and I'm trying to go to the top. The next thing we did, I added a soul food menu. I know you said that's a lot of time. Yeah, it was. I woke up early enough. I cooked the food and I went to school about 5 o'clock.
This shit ain't no different from
my
a
meal
lot of
consisted of
motherfuckers, okay?
collard greens, pinto beans, dressing, yams, mac and cheese, mac and cheese, smothered chops, fried chicken. Yeah, fried chicken. I knew I had a 2.
That's the real kitchen. Apparently, this must be the school's kitchen or the kitchen when they got a restaurant in Cal City.
2-hour holding time to make sure I got it to the student hot. I was on point. After that, the word just spread it like the plague. I then started attacking dorm rooms in different colleges. The Paul, it just expanded. So there you have it, folks.
Don't do drugs. If you're doing it.
What?
Pack patty with bacon. Yeah, that's right, bacon. Injected with special sauce. Tasty. So basically, I just put it in and I inject. Look at that go. Wow. What a creation, huh?
Like a dirty vagina.
Then I top it off with another stuffed burger. And I add another strip of bacon. That's right, bacon. And again, I inject it with special sauce. That's right, the Good Burger homemade sauce. And there you have it.
That burger look nasty as hell in Stan's hand.
Now you know that's not fair. Sneaking up on a man when he's eating a Tiffany juicy burger. Seeing that you're here, let me just fill you in. When a man get to hold a burger like this in his hand, this is like heaven.
Let me tell you about heaven. This sauce, they don't put it on the burger. They put it in the burger.
Right now, that is the top dragon comment of tonight so far. Besides the mess that So Deb and Marcella is going back and forth in the chat about. But this is the top comment in the chat. This is the Luther burger. All right, let's give it a let's go.
Ridiculous.
Off the chain. So good. I find myself acting like I ain't got no home training.
Ridiculous.
Just eating this burger. My goodness.
But what is Brother Dion doing now?
And I know Dion. I'm going to find
He
Dion.
won't even come up for air.
I'm finished.
I want to
Riding around and getting it. Riding around and getting it.
Hi, sir. I'm Tiffany Henyard from Chicago, Illinois.
Ridiculous.
I'm currently the owner of Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food.
Listen how she talk like she got an IP. And she still talks like that sometimes when she's over there at the township and all that. My name is Tiffany Henyard, and I'm selling hamburgers.
Located at 634 Burnham in Cayman City.
Okay. Oh, we got another candidate here. Ray all day. That Badussy burger. Okay. Badussy burger.
Illinois. Our phone number is 708-801-9980. And for those trying to find us, you can check our food truck or follow us on Twitter.
I think the person that is critiquing the video put that up there. Because that's how she talked. Ridiculous.
Go to our website, loveagoodburger.com. Again, that is loveagoodburger.com. My business is a fast food carry-out restaurant. $100,000 for 10% of equity in my company.
She want $100,000 for 10% of equity in her company, and she don't even clean the kitchen.
The funds will be used to purchase 2 more food trucks, but the problem is, it's not enough for me to go around. I've been in business for 4 years. 4 years. That's amazing for a restaurant startup. Most restaurants fail within the first 2 years. So let me tell you what's unique about Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food. We bake, stuff, and inject burgers with special sauce. How about that? Let me tell you how I got started. I attended Robert Morris College in downtown Chicago, where I majored in business management with a concentration in accounting. Funny story, though. My accounting teacher challenged us to create a project where you start your own business. But in actuality, mine became a reality. Tiffany's Good Burger and Soul Food, that is.
They real messy. Thank you, Marcella. They real messy. They gonna put it in shoes closed. That's the article I just read.
Yes.
Well, that is 2016. She probably, she didn't have the money that she had to steal now to get her wigs and weaves done as good as she does now. I'm sure she had a little bit of money. And it also looks like that she probably made them shirts too. And that was done with the Cricket or whatever, or whoever made the shirts for her. So that's a definite. And so we're going to round this out where at the I think this is a township meeting, okay, a special meeting where Lori Lightfoot, I'm going to fast forward through some pieces, and she talks about where the money was going or how the money was spent. So this is her report. And I want to make note that her report is still ongoing. They're still finding things out, but this is like what they have thus far. Because Lori Lightfoot, I don't know when she's going to get her check because she's charging $500 an hour and they ain't got no money.
But we will be covering some accounting terms. I wanted to just make sure that everybody had.
Let me put some closed captions on here because it's hard to understand.
The same basic level of understanding as we go through these slides. We're going to talk about how the Village of Dolton handles its accounting system. We'll talk about in length, in detail, about the preliminary assessment of financial status. We're going to go over what we've seen as increasing expenditures since 2021, unfunded expenditures, the current cash status, credit card use. Then we'll do a summary, and then we'll entertain questions from the trustees. So let me just jump right into it. Many of you know that the village, in the same manner as other municipalities in the state, accounts for its finances using what's called fund accounting. That means, that's just a fancy word of saying the expenses and revenues are divided up into specific buckets of dollars.
Okay, and she's going through the way the money goes. Okay, just like the school system, a lot of other systems, when you get the lump sum of money, you might have $1 million, okay, and $250,000 has to go into the schools. $100,000 has to go into streets and sanitation. $500,000 is into discretionary funds. So you have to account for each budget line and bucket, and then that's how the money is spent.
The proprietary fund and a fiduciary fund.
So it's the governmental, the proprietary fund, and the.
Under each category, in a passage to my colleague, Amanda, who will go into more detail about this.
She always looked kind of crazy. I wish she had done a roller set better for that.
Within each category,
So within each category of funds, there are underlying funds that are used to account for resources that are for different purposes. The first category, governmental funds, includes the general fund, which is going to be the focus of our presentation this evening. And the general fund is what's used to.
I'm gonna need some grants, ATL in. I need some help.
Additionally, there are what are known as special revenue funds. These are specific funds for specific purposes. This includes the motor fuel tax and TIF money. The final governmental fund
TIF money, not
debt
TIP.
service funds, where the village's debt obligations are accounted for, which is primarily the public bond debt. The final two categories of funds, which we will not be covering today, are proprietary funds, which account for transactions that are more business in nature, operations that should be funded by customer payments. That's the water fund, the sewer fund, and the fitness center. And the final are fiduciary funds, which are held for non-governmental parties, and that is the village's pension trust fund.
So let's jump into the specifics. Many of you know that the village's fiscal year runs from May 1 to April 30th. So it's those 12 months would span 2 years. Certain financial disclosure.
Now, mind you, she has been in office since 2021. What'd you say? I was on my way.
Are mandated under state law that the village reports to the
Nice.
of the state each fiscal year. Two documents that we're going to talk specifically about are the annual financial report, and you see the citation there. It's the state law, and the audited financial statements.
Okay, so Dolton has been out of compliance for 2 years under mandate the state law to give the audits and give the financial accounting to the state. And for 2 years, she ain't done it since 2022, since she's been in office.
The village has not, and let me repeat that, the village has not complied with these statutory requirements since fiscal year 2021. There's no annual financial report available after 2021, and no audited financial statements after 2021.
So she started off stealing as soon as she got in that motherfucker.
So what that means is the information that we're providing you has not been thoroughly audited by a CPA, but we do have information coming from an entity that essentially serves as the finance department of the village. Historically, from what we can tell, the village has had small to no full-time financial staff.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward through this. They do not have a full-time financial staff in the Village of Dolton. They had one person and they were working full-time, and then they got down to part-time, and basically we ain't got nobody, okay, in the Village of Dolton that's overseeing the finances. So I think that gave room for her to just do what the hell she wants to do. So there's an accounting firm that is like doing a surrogacy or whatever. They're taking care of a lot of the finances. Ooh, not sent us in December with the PTA. That's for the children. God dang. So they got most of their information from this firm in order to give the report. Yeah, they went part-time in December 2023. So there's nobody in charge, really. Okay. So they're giving monthly financial reports from January 2021 to May of 2024.
Produced by the Cascara firm. And as I mentioned, due to the village's failure to conduct an audited financial statement, we have to caveat the accuracy of the information, but we feel fairly confident based upon lining out not only the monthly reports, but looking at bank statements that match up with the information that's in the financial reports. We had the opportunity to talk to some of the folks at the taxpayer firm who are responsible for managing the finances of the village. And that work is ongoing. As of May 30th of this year, the village's general fund was in a net deficit position, meaning that there is insufficient funds in that general fund. As we mentioned, the general fund is used to account for the majority of the village's day-to-day operations, including payroll and vendor payments. The village's special
And that's what they argue about every month.
However, are in a positive
about people
position.
getting paid.
Each of those funds are restricted funds, meaning you cannot borrow from one to get to the other. And that is what's causing part of the financial crisis. What's next you can see is a graphic that depicts where we started as of April, where the village started as of April of 22 with positive of $5.6 million in the general fund, and where we are as of May of 2024, which is a negative $3.65 million.
You hear that? Okay, so when she came in, they had almost $6 million, and today they in the negative of $3.6 million.
Quick numbers.
Okay, 5.61 April 2022, and today they're in the negative $3.65 million. And she just threw a party yesterday. Okay, yesterday, a back to school party for the children, allegedly.
So 2 years past,
and it was very elaborate.
We're talking about a $9 million swing or $9 million of deficit over that course of time.
And they are still like not. They don't have a count of everything.
2022, on average, the village spent about $1.9 million a month. But in the last fiscal year, that amount declined to $2.5 million. These increasing expenditures have not been accompanied by corresponding increases in revenue. Again, as you see in the graph in the blue bars, the revenues have remained relatively the same over that time period, around just over $24 million, while expenditures have climbed from $23 million in 2022 to $30 million.
Okay, so that's how much she spent. They were spending more than what they brought in, and a lot of the businesses are closing down or leaving Dolton because she intimidates them to give to her foundation, give to her campaign, or she like fines them, shuts them down, do all kind of fuck shit to the people.
In 2024. Ultimately, in fiscal years 2023 and 2024, expenditures.
Well, I mean, Chicago corruption don't usually get caught like that. It's different.
It was over $5 million more in expenditures and revenues. To look further at the increasing expenditures, the table on the screen highlights the two village departments that are the main.
I'm going to go try and get this PowerPoint as well.
The General Administration and Administrative Compensation Department and the Police Department.
Okay, so they spending a whole bunch of money on police and police department, whatever. Let me see. Still can't see it. I meant to screenshot this and make it big so I can put on the screen, but all those red lines, that's all the money she spent on police and overtime.
Turning first to the General Administration Department. Turning first to the General Administration line, the increase in expenditures here has grown about approximately 47%. This was around $6.4 million in fiscal year 2022, and it was $9.4 million in fiscal year 2024. There have been increases in general administration spending in nearly every area, but there are a handful that stick out the most. As you can see on the first line, the largest driver of this increase is a more than double change in liability insurance costs. It's gone from 1.2 million in fiscal year 2022 to 3.2 million in fiscal year 2024. Other areas where we see large increases are miscellaneous expenditures, settlements, legal fees, and telephone.
Let me just add regarding the legal fees. These are, everything that we're representing to you tonight are things that have been booked in one of the general ledgers or otherwise. We know that the legal fees that have been booked so far are underestimated because there are a number of legal fees that have yet to be paid. And obviously, with the litigation that's been filed, particularly by vendors who have not been paid, those legal fees will definitely, this is a very conservative estimate of what those fees actually are.
So that's more money, more money, more money, more money.
Let me drill a little bit down also in what we're seeing so far with the police department. Those expenditures have increased approximately 21% since FY22. Some of that is obviously driven by the union contract and making sure that there's retro pay and that police officers are compensated according to the collective bargaining agreement. Within the police department expenditures, categories with large increases include overtime, other miscellaneous expenses, and I will tell you we don't know exactly what that is, but we're working on unpacking that, contractual services, other professional services, and medical insurance. We wanted to highlight for you, particularly given overtime, what we saw as two outliers in officers. Officer Terry Young and Officer William Green. Both of these individuals in the last 2 years have earned more in overtime than their base compensation.
She can be fired.
She's elected. Officer Terry Young in FY 2023 earned $194,290 total in the base salary and overtime. And then in FY 2024, that increased to $227,351, combining the base salary and the overtime. Officer Reed for FY 2023 had a total earnings of $145,450, and officer and in FY 2024 $192,732. We thought it also important for you to know that Acting Chief Lacey has accumulated overtime. It's our understanding that he is not part of the collective bargaining unit and has not been for some time, which under normal circumstances would mean that he is not entitled to overtime. But as you can see here, for FY22, FY23, and FY24, and we're now in fiscal year 2025, through those 4 years, he's accumulated $215,747,000 just in overtime.
Just in overtime, $200,000 in overtime. Like, I wish I could make like a percentage of that money extra. That's why they were, because see, I think that's the reason why he was never in the union or he was never put in place, because he wouldn't be able to get that overtime if he could. And this motherfucker basically stole the attorney general being passive. Okay, but I'll tell you about that as well. And that's why also it backfired on him. He was able to fire his ass the next day. Right? Well, now this meeting, what day is this? Sunday. The party was Saturday. This meeting was Thursday. They fired his ass on Monday. And Tiffany was she was defending him, saying it was targeted and whatever. The Attorney General. Okay, the Attorney General is the one that had to write a letter because she vetoed Lori Lightfoot being able to come in. Said that it was unlawful because she vetoed it, and the Attorney General made a letter. And Kwame said it was lawful for them to use Lori Lightfoot to come in. Yeah, she is allowed to remain in office. This is why they called the FBI on her. But again, the man didn't get his check this weekend. They did not deposit his check. So I don't think he'll be coming into that motherfucker. Okay. You've been trying to keep up with this mess for a while. Yes, a mess it is. So we're going to fast forward. A little bit. Well, let's go back here. Okay.
With available cash balance. Since that time, nearly every month, a portion of his checks approved and printed had been held by the village.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna fast forward to this. Please, he doesn't get the union money. So look, this is just like you got your paycheck. You already know that your bill's gonna go out, right? They're always arguing about people getting paid during the trustee meeting. So they're saying, can we pay these people? Oh, we got this vendor that's saying they not being paid. Oh, we got all of this saying that, you know, we need to pay these people. We didn't approve of this. Where does this money come from? Blah, 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 blah. They're going over this consistently. And, you know, so they're arguing about who to be paid. Well, what was this for? Like she charges shit like them city signs you got when you come over the bridge with her big ass face on them and all kinds of stuff. So all of these people are looking to be paid. And they're voting for some of these people to be paid. But they can't be paid because there's no money in the account. So they have $6 million worth of checks that have been approved and printed to pay these people, but they cannot run the checks because the money is not in the account and they will bounce.
Unavailability of funds. Or sent via email, it goes to the appropriate department head. Then it's up to that department head to approve and enter those invoices into the MyPoint system.
It's $6 million.
Depends on the dollar amount of the invoice, who has final approval for those invoices to make it onto the warrant list. But that's the way the process works now. It will not surprise you that one of the recommendations that we will have when we finish our work is that the village invest in an automated system so that nothing falls between the cracks. The vendor will be able to see real time where is my invoice moving through the system, and you'll know where it sits, either with the department head or otherwise.
All right, we'll turn now to discuss the cash status of the village. So the village has 22 different bank accounts. A majority of those bank accounts are designated for the special revenue funds or bond escrow funds. So the money in those bank accounts is restricted and shouldn't be used for day-to-day operations. I'll also note that these 22 accounts don't include the pension assets. The pension assets are held in separate trust accounts. Most of the village's expenditures each month are paid from one main operating bank account. As of June 30th, 2024, that bank account had a balance of $715,000. As of April 30th, 2021, that account had a balance of almost $1.5 million. So a decrease of over $750,000. In addition to the main operating account, historically, the village has held its excess cash in an account known as Illinois funds. Illinois funds are interest-bearing accounts that are managed by the Illinois Treasurer's Office that allow municipalities to earn interest on their excess cash balance. The balance in the Illinois funds account as of June 30th was only $3,900. As of April 30th, 2021, that balance was over $2 million. So the balance of excess cash has dropped by $2 million in that time.
So she spent all that shit. They had $1.5 million the first year, $715,000 second year. Now they got $3,900 today. Some of y'all got more money in y'all personal account than what the city got.
Accounts for those held checks that Mayor Lightfoot was just discussing, checks that have been issued but haven't cleared because they haven't been sent yet to vendors. What you can see on the chart is that the unrestricted cash balance of the general fund has dropped from almost $5 million as of April 2022, and it is now accounting for all of the checks that have yet to be sent, is now in a deficit position of over $5.5 million as of May of 2024.
Becky over here looking like I don't want to get my ass whooped on the way out here. She looked nervous. And who gonna pay for Tim's commissary? Keith Freeman.
It is our hope that we will get further cooperation and be able to have a complete picture of credit cards. But we wanted to share with you.
Okay, the credit card thing. They have the credit card receipt, but there are certain places that you shop at. You know, if you have ever had a credit card, you know, I know I got some pro folks in here and then I got some regular people in here. That the credit card statement just says where you shopped. It doesn't say what you spent or what you spent it on. So unlawfully, and you know, if you've been in any type of organization or a treasurer, you need an invoice and a list of what you buying to go along with whatever you charge on the credit card. Well, she conveniently was not turning in the receipts. And the way she got away with that is because she locked all the trustees out of the finances. So it was like nobody to check her, boo. And here we go.
What we do know so far. We're aware that over this time period from 2021 to the present, the village used 6 different credit cards at various points from January 2021 through May of this year. 4 American Express cards that appear to have been used by various folks in the police department. The statements for these accounts were addressed.
Now, why was the police department using the village's credit cards? Think about that. I personally have never heard of that. But guess what? Also, the police department was getting all of that overtime. These people was her friends, and they was doing dirt with her. So I believe that all of them should go to jail.
To Ernest Mobley, Robin Collins, and Louis Lacey.
Each of the accounts were addressed to Ernest Mobley, Robin Collins, and Ernest Lacey. Those are the chief of police and all them other motherfuckers that was getting that overtime.
Mayor, I look at that for a moment. Former Deputy Chief Mobley is present with us and our amazing officers. So I'm sorry there was no misuse or misconduct on that behalf. So I want to make sure I say that because he's been an exemplary officer.
Yeah,
well, Freeman got fired.
All we know is what we've seen in the papers so far. We've not interviewed any of these folks to get a better understanding of the specifics around credit card use. We have some knowledge of that, but we'll share that as part of the final report. There's 1 American Express card for which statements are addressed to Keith Freeman, the village administrator.
That's the village administrator and the nigga she fucked, allegedly.
And there was 1 Fifth Third card, which statements are addressed to the village. We've been told that that card is no longer in use.
And they canceled that card like Tuesday. They said it at the meeting.
We understand from the records we received from the Casper company and interviews that we conducted that receipts for credit card purchases are rarely provided. Further, we understand that the credit card balance, because it comes due, of course, every.
Where is your proof, thick girl? I sat up there and watched the meeting. I live here. Now I'll go look it up. They literally said he is fired. He's laid off. They don't have the money to pay him. They don't have the money to pay the police.
Every month, we all know that, is paid as a matter of course. And it was reflected in the accounting records as miscellaneous police department expenditures. We're looking into what is the reason and rationale for that. But what this means is that these credit card bills that are paid do not appear on warrant lists and are therefore not presented to the board for approval. Again, that will be a recommendation that we make, and the board is obviously aware of this issue, which is in part why we took the action that they took the other day to rein in the credit card spending. We also understand from the Casper company that the only time a credit card charge would be reflected on a warrant list is if a receipt is provided, and as I've said, our information is that the receipts are rarely provided. We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases.
Okay, so here go the Amazon stuff.
You're having the same reaction that we did with this.
This is your Amazon list. So in one day, she made one charge of $33,005. And then this is already all in the beginning of January 2023. Then she made a charge of $4,715. And then the Amazon charge of $5,609.92. Then that card wasn't used. At least this is what the notables that they put on here. I'm sure she has some other stuff and some day-to-day stuff. May 29th, all this is last year, $454.27 at Target. Walgreens, there's a Walgreens like down the street, okay? 723, $413.94. September 1st at Wayfair, $7,699.99. That means she used the tax-free, tax-exempt, because anything that's 99 cents, you know, is some tax on it, and you don't never have no 99 cents. Anyway, then she went to Walgreens twice in October and used $505.95. I believe that was a gift card, okay? A gift card, and she bought two $500 gift cards. See, I think it was an MLK parade. Did they have a parade? I see that. We all got a Martin Luther King Street. Dolton don't have that many parades. I'm almost sure. I can look again. I don't think they have a Martin Luther King parade because I think I would have known about it. We don't have very many. It was either withdrawal or a withdrawal or a gift card. I think it was a gift card. They fired him from the township. Okay, I'm telling you, he got fired. I'm like, I knew what the fuck I was talking about. I didn't say he got fired from both. Jeez. Giftly. They haven't even had the village meeting yet. The village meeting yet. Well, no, he got fired from the village. That was Tuesday was the village meeting. The township meeting is different. And that hasn't happened yet. That happens like next week. Giftly. On 10/28, the meeting, she spent $521. And then she went to Best Buy on the 11th of December and bought $400. Then on the 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, she has a purchase of $800 $217.99, $817.49. I'm trying to justify the expense.
So in particular, we were very concerned to see the top 3 purchases that were highlighted for you that were booked on January 5th of 2023. That's roughly $40,000, a little more than that, in credit card purchases on Amazon in the same day. And our understanding is that the village does not have an Amazon account. These are somebody using one of the credit cards and charging these amounts using their tax dollars. We suspect that we're going to see, as you can see, expenditures at Target, Walgreens, Best Buy, a number of charges that raise questions in our mind. Are these legitimate purchases using the credit? What we've also found in the credit cards, I know there's been a lot of interest in travel, and we are highlighting here on this slide some of the travel that is reflected in the village credit cards. Birmingham, Alabama, and Montgomery, Alabama, in March of 2023 with 5 no travelers. Washington, D.C., in 2023 with 4 no travelers. Las Vegas, Nevada, with 8 no travelers. Jackson, Mississippi, in June of 2023 with 3 no travelers. Austin, Texas, in July of 2023 with 3 no travelers. Portland, Oregon, in July of 2023 with 4 travelers. Central and Southern Illinois in September of 2023. I think you're aware of what happened during that time. 10 hotel rooms booked during that travel. Travel to New York City in October of 2023, 1 traveler. Atlanta, Georgia in November of 2023, 1 traveler on the Village's credit cards. And I caveat that because we will, and are continuing to look at, I'll say.
Now think about all those times she was traveling and all those trips, and she had to fly first class and at the Four Seasons. So you're talking about multiple rooms, multiple days at a hotel that costs anywhere from $250 to $400 a night that she's traveling at on the Village's dime. They took the heifer off the bank account. They should have been to a breaker to go. Because they couldn't get to her. They couldn't get to her. They couldn't see it.
Cross-pollination between the village and the township and the credit card use there as well. So let me summarize for you kind of what we presented, what we found so far regarding the finances. The general fund is used to pay the vast majority of the village's expenses, as you heard. As of May 31st of this year, the fund had a negative balance of $3.65 million. The village's general fund expenditures have exceeded revenues the past 2 fiscal years, ending April 30th, 2023 and April 30th, 2024. As of June 30th of this year, the cash on hand in unrestricted accounts is insufficient to cover the health checks valuing $6.1 million. We are in the current fiscal year of FY 2025, and the village has no budget that's been passed this year. The village's financial records have not been audited since FY 2021, and the village has not filed the mandated state annual reports since FY 2021. So where are we in terms of next steps? Regarding the financial information, there's a lot more work that we need to do, as I indicated. We just recently got a lot of information in the door that is reflected for the most part in this presentation, but there are other things that we have asked for, and we're hoping that we're going to get further cooperation from the transparent accounting firm. Additional details regarding credit card spending, and any receipts that might exist. Detailed accounting records and reconciliations, check registers, which is important. Detailed accounting of inter-fund transfers and balances. What we're seeing, and we need to really look at the detail here, is that there is a transfer from one fund, in some instances there's restricted funds, into another fund, and vice versa. Additional detail, we're looking at what are the financial policies and practices in place, and whether or not those need to be changed, updated, or beefed up in any way. We are continuing to look at what happened in Las Vegas. There are two trips, one in May of 2022 and a second in May of 2023. And as I alluded to earlier, the relationship and the intermingling of funds and personnel with Thornton Township is something we're very focused on as well. We defer to trustees.
Okay, so that was her report just Thursday to the packed house over at the Township meeting hall. And they're still investigating, like, where the money is, where that money is. And she's going to fight them tooth and nail, like, to not give it up. If some ain't robbing people, she is. And she's taking money from the township and taking money from the village and co-mingling funds. Okay. And just for good measure, I have an article. I'm just going to play this real quick. This is what happened after the meeting, the board meeting. He's full of shit. On Monday. And when they got ready to fire the chief of police and everything like that, I've never seen a meeting this fucking long. Them people get out, like, because the city shuts down pretty much, except for like around the expressway and stuff like that. Like, it's not a lot of movement over there in Dolton and South Holland. Is she in the yes? And this is what was said at the end of the meeting and the decisions that they made at the end of the closed board meeting. And big girl, I was going to go to Jedediah's party last night, and I just got tired from the parade. I was worn out, and I decided not to go. I slept and I stayed at home because my body was hurting. But I don't know. I know Nate does, the lawyer does a lot of stuff, but like, I get my own firsthand experience just like they do.
You guys can read it into record.
Is this the right one? Oh, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, she didn't have that on the other day. I'm sorry. I'm playing you the wrong you did. And she got mad about Keith. She was mad, big mad. I didn't want to cover it a lot, but I've just done little stuff during the 50-50 news, but I've always followed it, and they got a special channel for it here to watch. Like, it's always been interesting. See, girl, they always have the meeting there. That's why we have enough room for the people. Yeah, I be knowing what's going on. I live here. They always have the meetings there. They either have it at this board place, and the township is not very big. So they always have the meetings there have extra people because people can't sit down.
All right. Can we have a motion to resume our board meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second? Carl.
Okay, hold on. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
The time is now 9:01 p.m.
All right. Is there a motion regarding the personnel matters?
Motion to approve the personnel matters listed on agenda item M, items M, good Lord, I need glasses, M, A through F.
All right. Is there a second? All right. Because we was in closed session, we cannot really discuss it. But I will make a statement for the record. I already told the Board of Trustees that this is political retaliation. This is targeting, and they should not target these individuals to try to lay them off. I also told them that they will be sued for doing so, but yet they still choosing to pick these people, which they said Keith Freeman gave them. So make sure y'all add him in y'all lawsuit to target just these individuals. Normally when you do layoffs or consider layoffs, you normally you meet with management staff and you go line by line, or you go over things or where people can make cuts at and do things to make it make sense. Right now, people are voting with their emotions, and they're not being wise as it relates to handling the business and allowing the business to handle them. So again, I am totally against this. As you know, I told them y'all do what y'all think y'all can do, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. So they're gonna vote for it, but again, these people will still be employed here in the Village of Dolton. So I'm just making sure that everyone is crystal clear of that. So when it happens, you understand the why. Okay, clerk.
Yeah. All right. So the layoffs.
This is the
layoffs
thing.
are due to financial issues that the Village of Dolton has.
They will vote something, but she tries to undermine it, and so I think that's where some of the confusion starts to come in. But they get the shit done regardless. Just like Lori Lightfoot. She came in the meeting and she was like, Lori ain't gonna do nothing, and I veto it, and she ain't getting paid. And they went around her and they got it done.
I did mention already that managers who may have spoken up asked that we do not include their names for fear of retaliation. So there's trying to insinuate that Freeman is the one that gave us is incorrect. This decision came about because our finance consultant, the CPA firm, let us know that we are in dire need and layoffs need to happen. This is I hate to say this because I don't want to cause a big panic, but this is a starting point because we are finally beginning to get information, because for months and months we would indicate that we don't have financials. We haven't had it for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. So I know many people heard that. So this meeting is the first time you hear Trustee Belcher and us reference financials that we've started to get in review. And we got a lot of that information due to the investigation by former Mayor Lori Lightfoot. So that information is the reason for many of the actions taken this evening with credit card spending, as well as this beginning of some of the layoffs. It's unfortunate. There's a lot more that we have to do. So we're starting to identify the picture, and we have to identify a plan forward. And unfortunately, this is part of that plan. Thank you.
All right. And I just want to clear some up that he just stated. He stated that Keith Freeman was not the one that gave it to him. And I quote, Trustee Kiana Belcher stated that they got this list from Keith Freeman. So I wish y'all can listen to the tapes down a closed session and you would hear her say that's who gave y'all this list. So again, this is targeted. y'all targeting individuals, and that's not right. I still believe you guys should go to the drawing board and figure it out, whatever it is. Again, the mayor had no say so in this. They just did what they wanted to do. And you're supposed to sit here and talk about things of importance, such as a layoff, because at the end of the day, this is somebody's livelihood that you guys are playing with. Y'all can point fingers, place blame, whatever you feel you need to do. But at the end of the day, you guys still are going about it the wrong way. And you should not pick individuals because they don't follow your orders or don't listen to you or whatever y'all feel is going on. You guys should still go back to the drawing board and figure out a better way, because there's always another way to do something. And as it relates to financials, once everything come up, I did tell everybody that we was going to do a town hall meeting as it relates to the financials, because everyone's waiting on financials. We all are. So I just want to clear that up as well, because people like to just say stuff, but they don't educate the public on how and the whys. Like, I'll give you another example. Do you know that we have union contracts, different things that go towards a budget, but no one's telling you that. So once it goes to the budget, where's the extra revenue that you brought in to cover the
she
budget
gave
amount?
a long ass
Just
speech
give somebody
of unnecessary shit. Is what people do when they lie.
Email, it came from Keith Freeman. Now, what's crazy to me is that 1 minute you do the day-to-day operations, 1 minute Keith do the day-to-day operations. So it's when it fits your agenda. So whether it, to my knowledge, Keith Freeman is still employed here and is the village administrator, because we have not seen anything set forth and except for the next meeting that's about to start, termination, that when something comes through the village administrator, which, I mean, for 3 years, well, I'll say he's been here 2 years, we haven't been getting nothing. So when these things come, because that's your right-hand man, then we would be able to move forward with what's presented to us. Also, and sit in a 3-hour meeting with somebody that's finally giving us some financial information, you go by the people that you pay the money to say these are the recommendations that you guys need to have. Whereas if it was a hit list, she would have been the first one on the list. So I don't think it's considered a hit list. I think it's just a start of trying to move in a direction to clean some of this mess that she and him has gotten us in. I mean, if we want to say it, we're saying it. However it may be. The board of trustees don't have a credit card. The board of trustees ain't making contracts and signing off on 37%, 27% leases. The board of trustees ain't going out telling people, cut all the trees, give me an estimate. It's only $2.8 million. The board of trustees ain't doing that. So you got us into this mess, and now we're trying to salvage what we can to get out, and you sitting here talking about a hit list like we on the street. So we are doing what we can do with the limited resources that we have to start making financial decisions now that we've got a little information. I think one in particular item on there that she's really mad about is her strong arm might be a limp arm. I release.
Okay. All right, go ahead. And then I will make the last statement and move on. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's first talk about the ordinances, because I think that when we talk about governing, the ordinances are put in place for a reason, right? And again, I'm going to say that we continue to have checks and balances. That's why we're here. And for us to have an ordinance that says if anyone hired or anyone fired should come before the board. And then when we look up, we have way more employees because this administration is not bringing the people in front of the board to be hired. So now we have Public Works, who we only supposed to have 20 workers. Our assignment is for 20 workers. Well, we have 32. So the common sense and the math tells us that we're overpaying. So if we can continue to get services done with less people so that we can make sure that we can get ourselves out of this financial rut, That's what we have to do. It's not personal. She sit here and act as if we're not in a deficit, but let's not forget, guys, just 30 minutes ago, we were voting on TIF money that we need to transfer. So if we are voting to transfer money that we're not even supposed to be touching, that means we're in dire need. And because we're in dire need, we're saying, hey, we have to make the tough decisions at the moment because they're having a hiring fest. We look up, and every time I come into this village, I see someone that I don't even know. So they're not coming before the board. She's telling them that they are hired, having them do the job. We have $1 million worth of overtime for some employees, right? We have a police, $1 million in overtime for police. Now we have 12 additional workers for public works. Then we have a $45,000, $60,000 account saying, hey, we have to make these decisions. So this is just what we have to do. It's not personal, but this has to be done. And truth be told, our account firm told us last year around this time that the layoffs were coming. This is why we have a budget. They continue to ignore the budget. Like now, we don't even have a budget. How is it that the administration haven't provided us with a budget when this was supposed to be voted on and turned into the state as of now? So these are the issues that we're running into. They're doing things the wrong way, and then they need us to fix it and clean it up. So they're hiding the information, and then they're saying, hey, voila, by the way, we're in a deficit. Don't fire anyone, though, and I'm going to keep spending, by the way. And it's unfair. If we keep having money go out and we don't have enough coming in, then that's where you have a deficit. And that's where we are trying to fix this issue. So again, residents, it's unfortunate, but we have to make these tough decisions so that we can make payroll, because you all see that we just had to transfer money from the TIF just so that we can make payroll. So think about it. How is it personal when we're transferring money from the TIF just to make payroll, just so the residents can have the services that's needed? Thank you.
Okay, so
as you guys can see,
it's a lot of finger pointing, and people don't want to own up to the things they haven't done, the things that's going on in our community, and people got to fact check, but people don't. As I stated before, you know that it is contracts that the board has approved for people to get retro pay. So when we do retro pay, that adds to the budget. How do you pay for that? And then it's other contracts that they're now negotiating currently now. So when that comes back up and says another $500,000, where you gonna get the money from? So then when people keep talking about spending or things that's going on in the community, they should ask themselves, what was your plan to increase revenue when you decided to approve all these things that you wanted to make it like y'all was doing great? Hey, let me give public works increase. Let me give fire increase. Let me give the police state retro. You give everybody all this money and it added to the budget over $1 million. So if it's over $1 million, where do you get the extra money that you didn't account for each month? But no one's talking about that. This is me talking to people that understand business, that understand finance. Because at the end of the day, when you sit here, you add more, you better be able to produce more. And that goes back to when I say, why are you in our code enforcement? People that bring revenue in our community. Because at the end of the day, what else you gonna do besides the police? Them the two areas that write tickets. Then you have a water department. So if we're not sitting here really talking business and sitting here talking about, hey, we can produce this if we do this, we should change this. But no one's talking like that. People just pointing fingers with no plan. That's why I don't follow them.
You know, people lie when they get
we have to sit together and sit here and put all the mess to rest and talk like adults and say, hey, this is what I want to see from my village. This is what I think we should do in the next months. And we should execute, but we don't do that. Because again, y'all know, like I know, it's election time. It's time to run. Everybody got to make it like this person bad, that person bad, this person ain't doing that. That's the game. And it comes with the territory, unfortunately. I told you, it's politics, which is not, it's politics. It's all about what a person can make you believe that's going on in the community. Another issue that I have is all the negativity that they brought to our village. As you can see, y'all about all the naysayers, you know, about all the people that come here from another state, and they actually get to the podium and say they're from another state. Make it make sense. But yet our residents can't get in to sit down because it is with all the people that's literally using us for clickbait to make money. Because for those that don't understand how it works, it's clickbait and they make money. I think the news are so invested. They in the business of selling news. They have to sell news. So unfortunately, they're competing with YouTubers. They're competing with everybody. And people gotta see it for what it is. And for those that don't want to listen, you don't have to. Because at the end of the day, my base don't come here because they're not with the mess. They listen and watch me on TV and see what I'm saying. And when I go to the door, they appreciate everything that I've accomplished here as the mayor. Because as many that been here like I've been here, like I say, I grew here, they flew here. Everybody that been here like I've been, you know where the village was and you know where it's at current. And you know for a fact that we didn't have everything on civilly possible. From Ponderosa to Red Lobster to White Hen Pantry, everything was in our city. Is why majority of us moved to this community. But to see it just constantly be attacked because people can't have their way, people can't tell you what to do, it's saddening. It really is. Because again, I tell you, I got a 5-year-old daughter that's gonna grow up in the same community I grew up in. And I want her, just like I want your kids, to have things that they can run to and grow from and have memories. For instance, the rink. They can go to the rink and actually now they got a memory for life to say, hey, I went to the rink and I stayed outside. They got that memory. I went down the street and I played basketball. There's 3 different courts, 3. One for the babies, one for the middle kids, and one for the adults. 3 different courts with adjustable rims. These are the things that we should be talking about, but we're not. So I say this to you because I be wanting the news to show another narrative, show another side. But unfortunately, it's just the negative side that keep the clicks going for their networks, and that's sad because some people watch the news because they believe in the news. I do not believe in the news. That's why I call them fake news because they only report negativity. If somebody goes and does an interview with the news that's positive, they do not play it on the news. They only want to hear somebody saying something negative about a person, and that's sad because when do we forget that we are all human? When do we forget that we live here? When the cameras go and the smoke clear, we have to still rebuild our community. I say this time and time again. You're gonna always hear my mouth on it, whether you want to hear it or not, because we have to do better as a community, and we have to unify the community, not come here with mess. And sometimes people just gotta open their ears and eyes and listen to what's going on in our town because there's so much good that's going on. It get overshadowed by the negativity. And again, if anybody needs help, gas, water, anything like that, because that's why people really mad. I am your supervisor through Township. You can come over there and get help with those things, and that's something the news should be advocating and showing. That's what every city does. And if you're struggling with your mortgage or your rent, every city has those. 596-6040 and get help with these things, but no one wants to do it. No one wants to tell you that, but when you see me or I'm at your door and I give you this information, you go get the help. So that's why I'm saying that everybody not into the mess or the clique. It's really communities like ours that really need the help that they are getting from us. And then I love the fact that we was able to cut down the trees prior to the storms. You know how many thank yous I got the last 2 weeks, let alone one, saying, Mayor, thank you for cutting and trimming the trees. Because if you did not do that, that tree would have been on my house during this storm. As you saw, many people had trees on their houses, on their cars, on their garages, and these are the problems that we are faced with. And all I'm telling you, resident, is just pay attention. Stop being with the mess, because at the end of the day, you only have one person to answer to, and that's the Lord. Everybody else just around you for whatever reason, but when you have your time of need, these same people, these messy people, you will not see. You will not. And I mean that. If you ever get sick, you're not going to see them. If you ever need them, you're not going to see them. But guess who you always see? Tiffany and you. I'm always there for you no matter what. No matter what you say. I even help the people that talk mess about, because I am not made like that. We're supposed to love on each other. It will be people helping people. That's it. That's all. So I just want to point that out to you guys, and I want you to look at it for what it is and stop with the chaos. Because at the end of the day, life is short. Enjoy it, embrace it. There's so many people that come to me and I help them bury their loved ones because they didn't even know something was gonna happen. And it just happened. Whether it's a car accident, whether it's they didn't wake up. And that's all I'm telling you, residents. You have to cherish life and not the mess and drama. Because when the smoke clear, and it will clear, what are you going to do? You can move out, but what are you going to do? You have to want more for your life, guys. And that's all I'm trying to make sure that you get from me other than the drama. All right? Thank you so much for listening. Call the roll.
Okay, this is to approve.
Man, I had a little something I'd like to just touch on.
Go ahead.
You know, with this layoff, that's kind of close to the heart when you talk about layoff, because now that affects a lot of individuals in their lifestyle. I just say I'm not with the layoffs because I don't feel it was done in a proper manner. It was just thrown out here, and we talking about laying off. I believe the department heads should have been speaking with their staff on how they can cut back on using hours, look at their workload, match the work hours up with the workload.
Yes, they do pay for her hair.
Just like Trustee Noah said, if we can just do a little bit more with a little less, we'll do that. But I like for the department heads at least talk with their staff and see where they at and see what their workload is before we go into a full-blown layoff. And we are decision makers. We have to make that decision. And it's tough. It's tough, but to see someone have to walk away after losing insurance, and people have children that they have to take care of. So with that being said, I'm not comfortable with the layoff. I feel we need to kind of look at it a little bit stronger, sit down with our managers and let them lay it out for us and see where we at. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Colorado.
Trustee Belcher. Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion approved.
All right.
So that's them firing folks right there.
Clapping for people losing their jobs.
Yes, that is the same guy.
It's for real. Okay, next on the agenda is Mayor's report. Tomorrow's a big day. They do it all around the nation. It is National Night Out. please come out. It starts at 6 p.m. I believe they got flyers. It will be at the rink again. If you want your kids to come and enjoy a good play, that's like that. Actually, I out there with their kids. I got this grandpa. I made a video for him, and it's him with the bond and grow together with their relationship. They'll go past the skates, do a meeting problems. They are just people like us. So sometimes people be so hard on them, but city way live for those that do love on Mayor Henyard, so that you'll see a different side of the story than just a bunch of haters. Thank y'all for coming out this evening. We're going to start our next meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
How many governmental officials have you heard talking about y'all some haters? I'm just saying.
We had 7 felony arrests and misdemeanors of 38. I am pleased to say, with the staff that I am working with, the Dolton Police Department is outstanding.
That's
However,
Mr. Lacey.
I am pleased to say that the numbers since our last meeting have went down as far as major crimes. Our homicides are down, our forcible felonies are down, our burglaries, our motor thefts, all of that are down due to the fact of the officers that are out there on the street doing their job and working with less than the manpower that we should have. Right now, we're in the process of putting some more units out there, which I will probably bring that to the next board meeting. But at this point, I want to thank the Dolton Police Department, those officers that get out there and risk their life every day for people who they don't know. And if anybody knows, police officers are great. We do a thankless job, but that's okay. Because they get out there, they put their badge on in the morning, not knowing whether they're going to come home the next day or in that morning, or if they work a double shift. But my point being is that regardless as to what was brought up tonight, we have an outstanding, and I do mean outstanding, police department. And for anybody to question that or to even try to lay off any officers, then that's a shame. Now, you don't have to believe me. You can FOIA like everything else. But the bottom line to the whole thing, for those who are police officers, who have been police officers, they know what we go through. So I just want to thank the Dolton police officers for doing the job that they do. Madam Mayor, I could say a lot more, but right now our K9 unit is doing well. We have a trucking unit out there now, traffic enforcement. All these units are units that were put in place, and we have a drone unit. And all these units were put in place to service the citizens of Dolton. So at this time, I want to say thank you, Madam Mayor, and I'm just going to go ahead and end my report from there.
Y'all make some noise for the police department. Good job, y'all. We appreciate all y'all.
Good job, y'all.
All right, next we have Public Works. Stacy.
He got layoffs going on.
Financial things, but I'm not into that. I'm into services. And it takes bodies to keep this neighborhood clean. There's 5 zones within this neighborhood. So it's like 5 different communities within one. And for 25 on hand, maybe 30 at any given time to keep up, it can be a struggle because the same person that fixes the water main is the same person that fixes the light, the same person that cuts the tree, the same person that cleans the sewer. These are all the same people. So this is not a very large department, but it's a very large village, and it takes a lot to service it. I do wish in the near future we can increase the number. Instead of going down, I would prefer to go up as we were building when we first came in. I believe there was like 12 employees or 13 when we first came in, and it just was not enough to service this community. The employees are being worked time and a half or over. We go from water main breaks to natural disasters to back to water main breaks and then another natural disaster, and it just never stops. And these are the same people. Things break. Sometimes vendors get paid, sometimes they don't. We still go for what we know. So please, if you can, keep the public works in your prayers. Call us. I know some residents call, bring cards over, stuff like that. But please remember the work that we have done, because I can guarantee you after this, it's going to be hard for somebody to live up to this legacy that has been set. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
Much and
Somebody got fired over there.
Here that go to church that have not gone to God. Let me admonish you. Let me admonish this board. Okay, these leaders that's in leadership positions but are not true leaders at heart. okay? And so I admonish you that you're going to be snared by the words of your mouth, because the Bible tells me to touch not my anointed and do his prophets no harm. Well, we'll leave that to God. Leave that to God. And I admonish you, for those who do have a Bible, go ahead and read Esther, the 3rd chapter, and see how they try to set up Mordecai, and Haman had to be held by those same gallows. Okay? And so to our residents, and I can just say to my residents, Mayor, under your leadership, when I actually worked in the water department, previous administrations did not have policies and procedures. They did not have the policies and procedures for each and every department that I worked in, including housing. No, I just want to make it clear. That while you're making decisions, not one trustee came to my departments, either department, and asked me, what do I need? They never asked me, well, how much do you make? What do you need to make this department run? Do you know that we don't even have enough ink to print out permits? That we have to go to other departments. Please. I think it's important that you hear this.
Now he's saying they ain't have money for ink and for to do some other things. Now she buying all this shit off of Amazon, and she couldn't buy them what they needed in their departments.
I think it's important. Not one trustee came and said, do you have enough employees? We're running it on a skeleton crew. And I can say to my team, we run that department with customer service. When you come here, our residents that come here for business are satisfied with those services. Okay? So I'm not concerned about money, because when you're a true leader, you're concerned about legacy and destiny. There's more to life than money. It's about impacting and changing people's lives. So under your leadership, we have changed these departments. Okay? There were job descriptions written for directors, managers, supervisors, and all of the clerks in both departments. It wasn't here under the previous administration, but under her leadership. Okay? Why? That gives you vision. Let's hold on a minute, ma'am. I'm talking to the residents, man. I'm talking to the residents, ma'am. Quiet, please. I'm talking to the residents whose lives we are impacting for the positive. See, there's two things a leader's going to do. They're going to either infect someone's life or infect someone's life for something positive. We talked about money that we did not have. Jason House sat here for 8 years. These other trustees sat here for 2 years, sometimes 3. I did not hear one trustee come up with an ordinance or any programs to bring in revenue.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're talking about my department. Okay, at what point will we, as a people who say we're people of God, will come together and come with vision? We hear a lot of excuses, but no adjustments. Tell the people how many ordinances you've written as a trustee, Jason, since you've been sitting there. I can ask Brittany.
Tell him how many trips he done went on with the credit card.
Okay.
All right, calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
Okay.
If you read your collective bargaining agreement, you know that's in the mayor's collective bargaining agreement. If you read your collective bargaining agreement.
You are a part-time.
Okay.
Let them tell it. You're a part-time.
Trustee, you are out of order. We have the floor. It's his speech.
Well, I gave you an opportunity to say your piece. I think it's fair. And it's unfortunate. A lot of us are old, but we're not mature.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have this age, but we don't have maturity.
Quiet.
So I just want to make it clear. Absolutely clear.
Ma'am.
If I did not get another dime from this village because I believe in the vision of this leader, I would come here and volunteer.
No. Yep.
I would come here and volunteer. Because, let me tell you why. Okay. Part-time hecklers, let me tell you why. Part-time hecklers, let me tell you why.
Officers, please stop.
Let me tell you why. Because there are residents that call that phone every single day. Okay, I'm here 7:30 in the morning till whatever time it is it takes to get the job done. That's what a true leader does.
True.
That's what a true leader does. So because of the residents that deserve this type of service, I will be here. Because it's more than life than just money. It's more than life than just money. It's changing people's lives. And that's what we're doing. And so I'll say this. The money that you say that we don't have, how is it that you paid a attorney this money that you say we don't have?
Bingo.
Because they vote on it. So where do you get the money from?
Everybody else, like you waiting on that
Okay.
I don't know what church this man go to. You know, I didn't hear him ask this question the first time, but I understand you following the leader as Christ would tell you to do. But there is no way that he's going to call these people out for doing their due diligence to find out where the corruption is and then not admonish Tiffany for the bullshit that she does.
Steve, you so out of order. You do stuff for clickbait. Stop. He has the floor.
This don't make no sense that you sit here and let him do that.
Then y'all
You sit here and let him do that.
Let me do it.
I don't want to trustee. It don't make no sense that you're talking. He has the floor. Y'all have the floor. Y'all say whatever y'all wanted. He has the floor. Go ahead.
Let me finish with this. I forgive you.
Okay, that makes sense.
What you do. But let me tell you, and I admonish you, that God shall not be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And we'll let it stay with that. So I will be here tomorrow to continue to service these people because there's nobody here that can stop me from doing that service. So thank you. God bless you. Continue. God has placed you there. And if God be for you, he's more than the whole world against us. So thank you. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much.
And you not praying for the people that she's stealing from? This lady over in the corner, she's giving every meeting with that pulled back hairline and them drawn in eyebrow.
Well, thank you.
Madam Mayor.
That's good. Thank you,
Madam.
Will.
She likes when people kiss her ass.
I apologize. May I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, I need everybody to calm down first. What I'm about to say is with a heavy heart, okay, one more, you're going to get escorted out, okay? All right.
I don't believe so.
However,
no.
With a heavy heart, I want to announce that one of my commanders lost his wife, Commander Price. So I want you to keep him in your prayers because regardless as to what this may be going on, everybody still has a life. So when you do what you do for whatever reason you do it, just keep in mind there are people out there that are hurting for real reasons.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
What did you want to do?
I have a question because you said he's terminated. So what? Why are we?
Oh, let me back up.
To next on the agenda, we're going straight to Keith Freeman. So, Board of Trustees, what do you want to do?
I have a question because you said he's terminated. So what? Why are we?
Oh, wait, hold on, because y'all always say, that I don't come to y'all. Hold on.
Village say
you're gonna play this silly game right
going
now.
back
So I put it on the agenda because he got terminated already, but everybody inserted themselves in the business of the mayor, right? So everybody
okay, that's what I'm saying. They said in this meeting that he was terminated.
Inserted themselves. They sent letters out. They let him do all this little finicky stuff, send emails out to the staff, all kinds of stuff. He knows this. They all know that because they wrote their names on it. So they kept saying, you got to bring it to the board. You got to put it on the agenda. So what I do, it's on the agenda. So that's why I asked that. So why would you ask that redundant question of talking about why I'm asking y'all? You guys asked me to put it on the agenda. It is on the agenda because we wanted your input, your opinion, right? So it's on the agenda for your input and your opinion because you kept saying that you guys have to vote on it. Is that not what y'all kept saying? Y'all say y'all got to vote on it. So here we are. So, Board of Trustees, is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? Dun, dun, dun. There y'all go. What we doing? Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman? What we doing? Y'all gotta hold on. Y'all gotta hold on real quick. We'll take a 3 seconds. Hey, what we doing?
You want to discuss?
What y'all want to do? Y'all have to talk about it and get it together yet? Y'all doing signals across the room. What we doing? Y'all motioning it up. What we doing? Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet as a church mouse, as I say. What's going on right now? This the person y'all can't stand. Y'all don't like. This what y'all say. This what y'all say about the person. Y'all say he's never at work. He'll do his job. If this what y'all say. So what we doing, guys? The motion is on the floor. Wait, what y'all?
Mind you, Keith is sitting in the audience.
What y'all gonna do? Motion is seconded. What we doing? What we doing, guys? No? Nothing? Crickets? Nobody wants the motion and let go. But y'all, hold on. Look, let me just explain to residents that understand what I've been talking about. Listen to this. Prior to a whole 5-10 minutes ago, they voted to lay off all these individuals, right? They voted on all these individuals, but the person that they all complain about is now up for a motion in a second to terminate. That's the person they claim. And if a person that they're talking about that they doing all these things make 100,000, what do you make? 100-something thousand, what do you make? Why y'all didn't start at the top? Why didn't you? You started with people like William Moore, people that make $15,000 a year, people that make $15 an hour. You started with employees like that. You started with the code enforcement department that really brings revenue to our village. So make it make sense, residents. Why is everybody on mute all of a sudden? I don't hear nothing. Board of trustees. Y'all all got so much to say. What y'all got? Y'all motioning? Y'all motioning secondly? Nobody?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, for those that ain't been watching the mess or I don't want to cuss, the show in Dolton, if y'all ain't been watching it, that show you that y'all must have been working with him the entire time. So all y'all been exposed, huh?
You see how she turning it over on them?
So everybody's been exposed. So here it is. Y'all watch the meetings. Y'all see what goes on.
He was not labeled as a whistleblower initially. And I don't even want to call him a whistleblower because usually whistleblowers are not included in the mess. He's a turncoat and he's an informant. That nigga is an informant, not a whistleblower because he been doing some dirty shit too.
I don't see nothing right now. Nobody said nothing. Y'all got nothing to say.
Imagination out this world.
So who been getting played the entire time? Looks like the mayor been getting played the entire time. That's what it looked like to me. Because I can't believe they this quiet. Y'all always got something to say. Always.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, you adjourn the meeting. So your motion is now recognized, and we right here on this agenda item, and you know you're out of order. So basically,
it's a motion in a second on the floor.
It is not recognized if you understand the rules and how they work. So you want to get out of the jam. You that scared, huh? You that scared to talk about the firing. You guys said you didn't want the individual. Where y'all at? I already know what I can do. I'm talking about them because they said that I didn't put it on this agenda. And I'm going to show you emails.
Who said that?
I'm going to show you emails.
Who said it?
Hold on, trustee, because now you got something to say. Hold on. Let me finish.
You said that. Who said it?
Basically, I'm going to show you everything that they talked about until we got to this point. Now it's on the agenda. Now they quiet. They got nothing.
Can you say who said put it on the agenda?
All I'm saying to you guys is we got to get some understanding of what's going on. So I'm letting people, as y'all say, hoodwink, bamboozle, led astray. Y'all let people do that to y'all, right? Y'all still ain't got nothing to say.
Who said
y'all
put it on the agenda, Mayor?
Do y'all got something to say? I'm waiting.
Can you ask
How y'all gonna motion? How y'all gonna motion? What y'all gonna do?
You said somebody said put it on the agenda. Who asked you to put it on the agenda?
I already asked you a question. So you asked you a question. You answer my stuff.
It's a motion and a second on the floor.
What you gonna do? Y'all gonna motion.
Buy a Millionaire Mistress for 30% discount, as the Coochie Poplars for Christ will be running an event. All proceeds will go to the Side Pieces Ministry. Thank you very much for being a member for, how long did I say? 29 months. I didn't even know I've been around here this long. Jesus Christ.
So release the motion in a second on the floor. So let me say this then. Because you guys are mute and they got nothing to say, always, y'all been selling the residents a load of crap. I am using my authority, which I always had, but you guys intervene with it as always. Keith Freeman is fired from the Village of Dolton. He no longer works here at the Village of Dolton. I done said it. I tried to do this before, but they intervened and said, hey, you got to come across the board. Hey, y'all, the trustees. So by you doing that, Brittany, did you ask her to put it on the arm? I did. Did you ask her to put it on there? I think everybody got it. I think everybody understands what's going on. Okay. And by their silence, it tells you kind of what's going on in our village. So welcome to all the games and all the drama that you see put before this board. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a new day. There's no Freeman no more. So I appreciate you guys for coming.
Trustee Belcher.
Needed. And first, I just said that it was out of order, but that's what y'all do. Y'all just want to run. So, everybody running. Nobody got nothing to say about Keith Freeman. Nobody.
Meeting
nobody.
At 9:52 p.m.
That's a shame. That's a shame. So I'm gonna remember this, because at the end of the day, I told you guys don't run the day to day. The mayor does. So, Keith Freeman, I know you watching. You no longer works for the Village of Dolton. Please turn in your keys, turn in all your stuff. HR reach out to you tomorrow as relates to your fire.
You're fired.
I'm all around town. I don't know what to do, so I need to talk to you. Ask you for you got it.
And that's that on that. Who is that? Sue for what? I'm gonna look that up. Sue for what though? He's not doing his job. He should have been fired. All them fuckers just about should have been fired, as far as I'm concerned. But a couple of them, they all ran the slate together. And now they done got caught up, and then so they gotta fix it. But that's I'll start giving more reports on this situation. I'll be trying to look and see how stuff gonna play out. I'm not doing this with you. Y'all is couldn't up. Oh, my kids just passed by the house. So aside from that, I hope that you hit the like button, okay? Yeah, she does sound like Louis Trump. She says a lot of the same things that Trump does in retaliation, but he's not whistleblowing. He is an informant. She said that she didn't want him fired, allegedly, but he's an informant. But how can you sue for firing in retaliation when you are doing corruption yourself? He's corrupt. He's doing a lot of shit that he ain't had no business doing. So I'm not moved with that one, but we'll see how it comes. Every day it's a new finding here in this Village of Dolton, the suburb of Chicago. So this was a long live. It wasn't a short one. It don't matter what it could look like. It's what it is. Okay, he needs to snitch on himself. And when the law comes and they looking at the shit you doing, and he using the credit card too, where he's getting kickbacks from all of the shit that's going on, and the residents have said he has threatened people as well. It's nothing about what it looked like, is what it is. So I'm gonna do some personal investigation soon. Go out there, see who I can see, and talk to who I can talk to, and make some calls, whatever. But anyway, excuse me, it is late, and people got to go to work in the morning. It's Monday. I hope that you have had a great time here. I see I'm getting in the algorithm more. I appreciate everybody coming and learning things. I appreciate you. If you would like to give to the channel, remember I take super chats, super thanks, and then I also take direct gifts via Venmo, PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Cash App. I have to go through all of them again. How do you watch TV to find out you fired? That was so ghetto. But that's what she is anyway. Thank you for that, Mojo. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I got to get prepared for the Democratic National Convention. I'll be going back to work soon and school soon. So I have to, juggle all of this. But I would also like to thank everybody for coming here. I ask that you press the like button and the subscribe button. That is a free way of supporting the channel and keeping me in the algorithm and just showing me some appreciation and encouragement to keep going on. It's a lot of, yes, thank you from the Coochie Papas for Christ. We will be having service. I've just been thinking about who can I ball out in the name of Jesus recently. Okay. Yes, we have the $7,000 fund. So, with that being said, I need to get ready for the Democratic National Convention. It's here in the city of Chicago, and see what content I'll be able to do. So when that week comes, that may be more of the content that you get. I know we missed our watch party last week, I think, for the Aunties podcast. And I already owe you two Aunties podcasts with the Darius McCrary and Akbar V. And then now this week, something else came out this week to watch. So I have to catch up on that. And I know y'all want more 50/50 news. And you want some I Know You're Lying news. And we got a few videos for I Know You Lying for the Olympics and things like that. So we got some things going on. So I'm trying, y'all, but I just got some few things, some loose ends that I'm tying up, and I'm getting ready to move forward. I think I said everything, but I feel like I forgot something. Stop. And so with that being said, this is the 50/50 news, where we give you all the news, but with a twist of ratchet. This was a special report on Dolton Village Mayor Tiffany Henyard. We're doing it Chicago style. And I am your host. Where's my stuff? Oh, wait. Because I ain't put it up none of the time. Because I just didn't feel like being on TV today. There we go. I am your host, Princess A.V. And there are plenty of ways to find me. Please follow me on Instagram, house_of_the_princess, or just look up House of the Princess and you'll find me. Facebook is Princess A.V. But right now the hackers have stolen my Facebook account. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. And they might have stolen one of my other accounts. Anyway. If you need to email me or reach out to me or send me information, you can send it to info@hausoftheeprincess.com. And of course, that Cash App is House of the Princess. Again, I appreciate my boo and everybody who has watched the stream. Watch the stream. It's late. And those that have sent a super chat or will send a Cash App or super thanks. I appreciate you all and your support. This is 50/50 News, and my name is Princess A.V. And now it's time for me to turn out the lights. I appreciate you all. Good night.